I used to believe that if somebody unsubscribed from my email list, that meant they were upset with me, that they were mad at me, or that they were somewhat disgusted with what I said, or that they were no longer my friend, that they were breaking up with me. I used to feel that. First of all, what if it's an amazing email? It's like I feel God has even inspired me to share this message with my community. Well, if I share that with the world via my email list, and I'm like, man, this is doing nothing but adding pure value. I'm not selling anything. I'm not asking for anything. I'm just giving right now. This is good stuff. And when I would send that, I would see a couple people unsubscribe. Like 7 people would unsubscribe from that email. And I would look at the names of those people and I'm like, what did I do? What did I do wrong? My belief was that these people no longer like me. I'm no longer worthy of their attention. Maybe something I said offended them. I don't know. And then of course, oh my gosh, heaven forbid I send a marketing message, where I say, hey guys, I would love to encourage you to click here to buy this product. Here's what it's going to do for you. Here's a promised transformation and all of this other stuff. I'm asking you, I'm begging you, click here. It is going to change your life. I promise you, buy this thing right now. It will radically change your life. And if all of a sudden I send a marketing message and then I see people unsubscribing, it's like, oh, now I crossed the line. Maybe, okay, so this must mean, it's like I see this mass exodus of 13 people who just unsubscribed as a result of sending that email. That's 13 more people who now hate me. And now, by the way, have I ever consciously thought those words? No. But is that what I felt inside? Was that the belief system that was going inside of me? Yeah, that was the beliefs that was going on inside of me. And so I'm like, well, by the way, all beliefs have consequences. Guess what? When you believe that if you send an email and someone unsubscribes from you, that means they don't like you anymore, guess what you're going to stop doing? You're going to stop sending emails. You're going to stop communicating. You're going to stop sharing valuable information. You're going to overthink everything. You're going to forget about the fact that you could just send a 3-sentence email to encourage people today, and that's valuable enough. And if 5 people or 15 people or 35 people unsubscribe from that message, guess what? It's not the end of the world. So here's what I would tell you is that was my belief. I used to believe that if somebody unsubscribed from my mailing list, they were breaking up with me, that they were declaring our relationship is over. You know what? Let me give you some alternative things that you could believe, or that I could believe, and now I believe. Number 1, maybe they just are not interested in the particular type of content that I currently am sending out via email. Okay, maybe they're suffering from an overwhelm of communication in their email inbox. The reality is there are a lot of people who are just overwhelmed by too many email communications, and they're like, hey, I'm just going to start going through and I'm going to start unsubscribing from all the mailing lists that I've subscribed to over the years. And it's like, all of a sudden my email, it's just 3 sentences that's certainly going to brighten your day, right? And I just felt so inspired to share it. And they receive it and they open the email. They don't even read it. They just look for the unsubscribe button and they hit unsubscribe. They never thought intentionally, oh my gosh, this is Cliff Ravenscraft. He's going to get a notification somewhere in his reports that shows that I've unsubscribed. I'm communicating to him right now that I'm breaking up with you. They're not thinking that. By the way, it could be that, oh my gosh, Cliff's sending out a lot of messages right now related to this product. And it seems like I'm getting a lot of this message. I love Cliff. I love his message. I love his heart. I love his podcast, or I love some of the other stuff that I'm a part of. I'm going to continue to love Cliff. I'm going to continue to love his podcast. But quite frankly, the kind of emails that he's consistently sending out right now, it's just not for me. So they unsubscribe. They're not breaking up with me. They're going to still listen to my maybe still listen to my podcast, still follow me on social media and all of this other stuff. And then get this, it's like, this is the craziest thing. All right? Cliff Ravenscraft, this guy right here, is suffering from this belief that all of a sudden, if somebody doesn't subscribe to my email, or if they unsubscribe from my email, that means they don't like me. I'm going to tell you just how ridiculous that belief is. I'm going to confess to you that I, Cliff Ravenscraft, am not subscribed to a single email list. I'm not. I don't know if Ray Edwards is still on here. Ray Edwards is my favorite human being on this earth next to my wife. Ray, I am not on your mailing list. I have been 10, 15, 20 times over the years that you and I have been friends. But I have subscribed to your mailing list and unsubscribed to your mailing lists exactly the same number of times. Every time. Why? Well, because I am very intentional about what comes into my email list or in my email inbox. I am extremely intentional about it. And there are times when, and he says, Ray says, okay. And here's what I will tell you. I have never missed an episode of Ray's podcast. There's never been a week where I did not listen to his show. Every week I'm in a mastermind group relationship with Ray Edwards. And he says, I know. And I jump on calls and we are there. We're close, personal friends, supporting one another through just about everything in life. But I feel no obligation to be on his mailing list. Quite frankly, there are times when he's marketing something that I'm not the target audience for. And he is marketing in a way that is effective and that is more aggressive than what I typically feel comfortable with. And I certainly don't like my own personal preference is when I'm following a product launch or something like that. I do want to sign up for his free incentives. I want to look to see how he's communicating. I've actually referred people over to his product launch and I want to see what kind of things that they're getting. And I love seeing all of the ways that he's communicating, how he's communicating the value that his products and services will offer and stuff like that. But here's what I can tell you is that when it comes down to those final 2 or 3 days, and certainly that final day, Ray sends way more emails to me than I am comfortable receiving from anyone. And so I'm like, okay, it's at some point, I know I'm going to unsubscribe. And that doesn't mean I'm breaking up with Ray. And I'm thinking, why do I hold any person in my community to a higher standard than I hold myself? And that, my friends, is ridiculous. It is ridiculous for me to think that because people have unsubscribed from my mailing list, that means that they no longer value me, they no longer value who I am, what I do, they no longer like me, or they're breaking up with me. You know what? These are responsible human beings making a conscious decision about what they want or don't want in their email inbox, and that is all it is. And so because I've changed my beliefs, and every belief has consequences, I now no longer believe that if you unsubscribe from my list that you no longer value me, you no longer think that I'm worthy of your time, you're breaking up with. I no longer believe that. Instead, I believe that, hey, you've made a conscious decision to say, I no longer want to receive ongoing messages from Cliff via email. You may, by the way, you may be upset with me. You may have lost respect for me. You may think all sorts of negative things about me, but I can't control that. So, and I would say that of all of those who subscribe, I would say maybe 5, if I had to guess, worst case scenario, maybe it's 5 to 10% of those who actually do unsubscribe are breaking up with me. And that's okay. I happen to be one of those guys who believes that God exists. I believe also that before I came to live in this physical world, that God had prepared great works for me to do in advance. Now, because of that, I'm driven to consistently ask myself, who am I and why am I here? And based upon that, what actions do I need to take today to do what I was put here to do? And I can tell you right now, Cliff Ravenscraft, who am I? I am a person who is consistently, authentically, transparently sharing my life, the things that I'm learning, the things that I've experienced, all the good, all of the bad. I'm willing to share it all with people in hopes that, number one, they will be entertained, educated, encouraged, and inspired. My purpose is to share anything and everything I can to encourage and equip people to become more of who God created them to be. And sometimes that means I need to market and send more emails to my list to convince them to buy a product or service. And if I hold on to those old beliefs about what it means when somebody unsubscribes, then all of a sudden I can no longer, those beliefs are in competition with one another. I believe that the products and services that I offer they're created for the purpose of adding value to people's lives. And so what I'm doing is I am withholding valuable, free and paid content from all of those who said, Cliff, here's my name and here's my email address. Send me what you need to send me to help me. That's what, when somebody subscribes to my mailing list, you've got something I want, please send it to me. That's what they're saying. And I've got thousands and thousands of people on my mailing list who said, Cliff, I want what you have, but I'm afraid to send too much to you because you might be one of the people that unsubscribes. That's how I used to feel. All beliefs have consequences. But now I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to allow myself to be afraid of an unsubscribe. I refuse to believe that everyone who unsubscribes from my email is breaking up with me. That's just ridiculous. That's just not true. And by the way, well, wait a second, marketing, Cliff, you should always have so much that's just content that is valuable. You're not doing any call to action. You're adding value. And I do believe that. I think, and I do that. But here's what I want to tell you is that the one thing about that belief, the belief that you should only send call to action marketing emails after you've done so much to add value with things that don't have calls to actions. It's almost as though you're saying that, I think the mindset there, the belief is that, well, okay, the stuff where there's no call to actions, the stuff where I'm not marketing things, where I'm not asking people to take action, I'm not asking people to buy, the stuff that's just given freely, that's me adding value to them. And when I'm marketing, that's them adding value to me. And I want to tell you, if that's what you believe, all beliefs have consequences. You know, I didn't realize this. Bill Knox says, I've subscribed and unsubscribed multiple times to Cliff, and I'm a loyal follower. Thank you, Bill. Exactly. So I was working with somebody, and they were having trouble marketing and selling. They said, Cliff, you know, I have a great product, as you know, and I did know. And they said, but I'm just really struggling. I have a hard time selling. I have a hard time promoting my products and services. And so I sit there, I said, well, let me ask you a question. When you say promoting your products or servicing, you're talking about selling, right? Yes. And I said, do me a favor, tell me, what is your definition of sales? And this person had no problem, didn't have to think about it. Oh, that's easy. It's convincing somebody to buy something that they probably don't need or want. Wow. Okay, if your definition, if your belief is that selling equals convincing someone to buy something that they probably don't need or want, guess what? That has consequences. You better do a whole lot of deposits of tons of value, because you're going to have to build up so much reciprocity before you have the privilege and the honor of turning around and convincing somebody to buy something from you that they probably don't need or want. Yeah. So with that being said, I would offer, and I did for this client that I was working with, I said, what if there were a different definition of sales? What if it had nothing to do with benefiting you? Or, okay, what if What if the focus was not benefiting you? Because quite frankly, you're gonna benefit if somebody buys your product or service. Hopefully anyway, in most cases. What if you believed that selling is convincing someone to make a decision that will add a great deal of value to their life? Yeah, there are things that I buy that I don't need, but they certainly help me get and accomplish things that I desire and help me get further faster. I could get by without this, like for example, let's just say I just bought a brand new piece of gadget, a piece of electronics, a piece of technology, and it's got a new feature inside of it that previous versions of it did not have. All right. And I'm thinking, oh, I like that. Do I need it? No. Did I want it before I saw that that feature was available? No. Am I going to buy it? Yes. Am I upset that I've been sold on the idea of buying this product or service? No. Am I thankful that I've been sold on the idea of buying this product or service? Yes. Why? Well, I previously didn't know that I wanted it. Matter of fact, I didn't want it before I knew it existed. And I certainly didn't need it, and I still don't need it. I could accomplish my content creation without it, but boy, it's going to add value. It will save me time if I have that feature built in. It will help me be more creative, and I will be able to create content from a different angle if I had that feature built in. And it's adding value. It makes my life more pleasurable. It helps me experience less pain, such as lost time. Building that feature in is incredible. It adds value to my life. And so I see sales for me, my belief is when I am trying to sell you something, or I am trying to convince you to make a decision to do something that will add value to your life. Hopefully, I'm selling you on the idea of being very intentional about what you believe. And this, by the way, I'm selling you on this, and there's no financial return on this one right here. You know, I just hope that today you start saying, what do I believe? And what beliefs do I have? And what consequences are coming as a result of the beliefs that I have? By the way, I want to encourage you right now. I'm going to market to you right now. I'm going to sell you right now. I want you to go to mindsetanswerman.com/free. Mindsetanswerman.com/free. If you go there, you're going to give me your name and email address, and I'm going to give you free access to the opening keynote address of the Free the Dream online course. And in the Free the Dream online course, you're going to discover how you developed the beliefs that you have, how to evaluate whether or not those beliefs are true, and how to eliminate limiting beliefs. You will eliminate them from your life forever. And you'll be able to replace them with new beliefs that will help you get leverage in life to be able to achieve the self-discipline that you need that will get you anything you want. It'll get you out of bed by 4:31 a.m. every single morning. It'll get you to quit eating sugar for the rest of your life. It'll get you to work out 6 days or even more every single week for the rest of your life. It'll get you a better relationship with your spouse if that's what you want. You will have the self-discipline necessary and the leverage if you first understand that all beliefs have consequences. Head over to mindsetanswerman.com/free. mindsetanswerman.com/free. And guess what? If you do, the very next day, guess what you're going to get? An email from me. But it's not going to sell you on anything right away. It's just going to ask you a question. Did you get what you were promised? Head over to mindsetanswerman.com/free and check out that sales page. There is some very bold promises on that sales page. But I'm going to ask you the very next day, did you get what you were promised? And I'm getting tons of emails every single day from the people telling me of how that has served them, how it's helped them, how they're now having greater success in pursuing their dreams and goals for 2019. I wish you all the best. Guys, happy new year. By the way, it's the 10th of January. It's not too late for you to start on your New Year's resolutions. Don't wait until Monday. What is today? Thursday, January 10th. Make today the day that your life changes forever. Make today the day that you commit to whatever it is that you want out of life. Head over to mindsetanswerman.com/free. Guys, Happy New Year. Take every area of your life to the next level. Until then, yeah, that's it. Bye.